Hello, everyone. My name is Charmaine Ashby, Coach Charmaine to my clients, and I'm the founder of Charmaine Ashby Life and Marriage Coaching. So, this is a teaser um, about how we go through our 9-week program to get our clients to the success in life that they would like to achieve. Week one, we're establishing goals. Every week, there is a goal that's established by you, or we can co create a goal together. These slides and these sessions are governed by the client. Um, if if I make a suggestion about how we can work, it is a suggestion, and you can always say, you know what, I'd like to focus on something else. Maybe I'll focus on week 4 instead of week 1. It's totally your choice because it's totally your life. And you're the one who's got to make those decisions where your life is concerned, especially around designing the kind of life that you want to live. So week one, we're establishing ground rules. We are looking at foundational ideas, worldviews, ideologies, you know, commonalities, and of course differences. One of the things I got to let you guys know is I'm not a mediator. So if you're looking for a mediator, I'm not that coach you want to hire. I'm someone who is going to help you communicate better. I'm going to lead you down a path where you're going to develop better communication skills that you will practice for the rest of your life. Now, will it get easier? Of course it will. Anything you start practicing that you haven't been practicing in the beginning will inevitably get easier. But definitely, these are things that if you want to be successful in your marriage, um, you're going to practice these things together. So week 2, we're exploring the vision. What is the vision for your life? Not just a house, not just a car, not just a vacation every year, but what is the vision for how you're going to live in community with one another? What does that look like? I remember I asked a client, I said, what? It was to the guy because he came home last. So I said to him, I said, what is it that you would like to do the first 15 minutes you walk into your home? And you know what he said? He said, I would like 15 minutes of silence. I just want 15 minutes to decompress from the world that I just left because now I'm entering into another world. I thought that was so profound. He said that I want to go upstairs. I want to take a shower. I want to decompress. I want to come downstairs. I want to greet my wife. I want to prepare for dinner. I mean, these were simple requests, and you can't imagine the kind of confusion that this family endured because he did not articulate that. So he was frustrated that he felt bum rushed as soon as he walked into the door, but never articulated that this is what he would like to start his evening at home after work. And of course, I asked the wife the same thing. And of course, she had ideas and suggestions that he wasn't aware of that, you know, that have caused the couples to have confusion in the way they are communicating. So we're exploring the vision. And then in week 3, we're looking at, okay, what are you arguing about? What is it? And I'm going to tell y'all something. It is usually nothing. It is usually very small, but they have a long tail. They're very small issues, but they have a long trail, I should say, a long trail because they've been allowed to go on and on and on and on without resolution, and so they've kind of taken on a life of their own. Now, are there some big ticket items like cheating? Yes, there are. So that's a little different. We handle those things a little differently. But when we're talking about the issues that are eating away and tearing away at the fabric work of our marriages, you ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, and I'm not including cheating, how do they rank? What are you fighting about? What do you got to be right about? What are you not being heard about? And how important is it in the scheme of things? And then I'm going to tell you something else. When you're dealing with resolving conflict, you got to look at yourself. You can't just look at the other person and say he, or she, or whatever. You got to look within and say to yourself, how am I contributing to the angst in the home? You could be contributing by, flying off the handle. You could be contributing by not setting proper boundaries. There's tons of ways that you can contribute to confusion in the home, and we talk about that. Financial harmony, listen, everybody has their own idea of how they want to do finances, um, uh, in their marriage. Unfortunately, they don't talk about it before their marriage. They just kind of assume that everybody knows, but we all come from different backgrounds. Even if we're the same race, we come from different backgrounds. If I come from the East Coast, somebody else may come from the West Coast, somebody else may come from Midwest, or it's different for everybody, and so it's important that you have those conversations so that everybody's on the same page. Now, I'll give you a case in point. I didn't want to be in the kind of marriage where he has his money, I have my money, and I pay 50% of the bills, and that's not what I wanted. And so that was one of the questions I asked. I said, well, how are we going to do the money if we decide to get married? And my husband, who was very trusting, he said, well, you know what? And a little bit old school too, because we're not young people. I know I look like I might be younger than what I am, but let's be honest, I'm 61, okay? And so we come from a different era of how to manage money. So my husband's idea was, listen, I'm gonna, get my check. We're gonna have it direct deposited into a single account. I'll have cards to it. You have cards to it. I'll be able to see what's going on. You'll be able to see what's going on. We'll be able to monitor how money goes in and out. And look, that's that. And we've done it like that for 15 years. And I'm going to be honest with you. That is about the only thing we've never argued about. We've never had an argument about finances, where the money's going, how the money's spent, because we saw that topic eye to eye. And that's what happens when you get on a topic and you see it eye to eye. There's synergy there, and you're able to build there. And so we've been able to build there. There are other areas we didn't see eye to eye, and so we had to practice some new skills so that we could see eye to eye. So, reviewing the contract, what did you agree to? Listen, one of the things that was important to me when I got married was, what if I get sick? I would hate for this man to leave me. I want somebody who I feel, and of course you don't know, you're just hoping based on a preponderance of the evidence, but you're hoping that this person would do this for you. I said, I want somebody who will be able to bathe me if I get sick, or wipe my behind if I can't do it myself. I want somebody who's going to take care of me. And I felt like my husband was that kind of guy. And fortunately, I've never gotten that sick. Hope to God I never do. Have been sick with COVID and other things. And he's been right there, right there, concerned, right there, helping me out. So this is just an example of things that are in the marriage contract that you're signing. And the reason why I call it a marriage contract is because it is. You got to sign for it. There's an officiant. There are witnesses. I mean, all of these things indicate this is a marriage contract. And then we also know that a marriage agreement is a legally binding agreement. It's the difference between whether or not, God forbid, you or your partner gets sick. It's the difference between whether or not you have any say over their life, over their health care. So it also comes into play for insurances. And I don't have to tell you, there are a plethora of reasons why it's important, I believe, to have a marriage contract. And then week 6, this is the week where people struggle, because holding on to unforgiveness is a thing, okay? And it has a good feeling to it. And people get so comfortable with it that they don't even realize that they're holding on to unforgiveness. They're holding on to bitterness. They're holding on to past hurts that maybe didn't have anything to do with their current relationship. But it's important to explore and also find out, what do you want your life to look like? How do you want to show up in your life? And can you show up that way if, in fact, there is any unforgiveness there? on anybody's part. Rebuilding trust and embracing change. This is a big one. One of the things I recognize being married 15 years, being with my husband 18 years, is that you constantly evolve, you constantly change, you can constantly grow. I'm so fortunate to be with someone who's not a couch potato, who doesn't come home and just sit and want to read the newspaper or watch TV all night or whatever. I'm so glad that I'm with somebody who's full of vim and energy and creativity and is always coming up with some wonderful ideas. And I'm inspired by that, and I'm also doing the same thing. I'm full of vim and vitality and always coming up with great ideas, and we really work together well like that. But we also understand that there are times in our marriage where things have to change. There was a period where I worked outside of the marriage home, outside of the state, um, for 4 months, and then there was a period that we both went together to another city to work. That was so exciting, and we did that for about 6 months. So things change. Situations come into your marriage to cause change. And how do you handle that? Babies come. Maybe there's a older parent that is sick and needs to be cared for. How do you handle that? And so week eight and nine are we're looking at how we're treating one another, but we're also looking at growth. What have we been doing for the last 8 weeks? What have we been practicing? Do we need to tweak it in any way? How beneficial it's been? This is a week I'm hoping to get a good review from my clients, if not before. But this is a week where we're recognizing, okay, what's this been about? What are we doing here? How is it really working? And it's an exciting time. And so this is just one of many programs that we tailor to your specific needs. So we may take out some other things, we may add some other things, and of course, your opinion is so valuable about how you want to see your life change and grow. And we're here to accommodate you. So listen, again, my name is Coach Charmaine. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me. I really appreciate it. And listen, if you have any questions or comments about this program, and I'll be sharing more programs, like for instance, the premarital program, which is mucho important. I'll be sharing the premarital program with you. I'll be sharing the life coaching program with you. Different things to help you decide whether you want to work with me or any coach. And also some questions to help you start thinking about your direction. And listen, these programs, they change. They change based on what you want and what you desire for your life. And our goal at Charmaine Ashby Life and Marriage Coaching is to make sure, or even, I don't want to say make sure, let's say this, strive to have a result that you walk away with every session, something that you can hold in your hand, something that you can begin to work on. Now, does this work for everybody? Of course not, because nothing works for everybody. But if we're coming into this together as a trio and we really are working toward the same goals, wonderful things can happen. Have I been in situations where, everybody wasn't working toward the same goals? Of course I have. And those situations evolved the way they did. But for the ones that are successful, that is, that is going to take three of us co-creating together the kind of experience and the kind of lesson that each of us wants to, session rather, each of us wants to be a part of. So take care. Thank you so much for being a part of sharing this little bit of time with me, and let me know what you think.